press Windows G.
Yeah, it didn't work. So I was trying to
Oh,
figure that out. So I used to do that, but let me go. Okay, guys, can you guys see my screen?
yep. Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys notice the future, you might see the huge gap up, but it's not a gap up. It's a contract roll over day today. So there is like a huge discrepancy that's been happening. So let me take a look on. So what's the AS future for today? So expiring on March 2026. Okay. So currently we're down around like 12 points in the future in the ES, and on NQ, let me do that. We're down around like 44 points, so that's a dollar, right? So I just want to go through a few of the examples that before I give over access to go over trade, right? So one of the major names that I'm looking at this week is SMCI. Here's the reason that why I started the longs on it, right? So let's go. Let's start through the monthly. Okay. So if you guys take a look at it, right? Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay. If you guys take a look at this, so this name has been on the parabolic move for a while, right? And we got around like 50% saved from the high after it get included on the S&P 500, around like 88%, not only 50%, right? And so one of the names that when I was looking at it and when I was scanning the market, that one of the reason that I took a look at this was like I was taking a look at this zone that where it has been consolidated before and we got a huge pop, right? So that zone, that same zone has been tested out from upside and downside as well. If you guys can see it, right? So this zone, if you guys can see it, see here, we got a prop to the high side, then we came and retested. That zone has never been retested out. So so it retests that zone, then we got a bounce over here, right? And it tested from the downside as well, saying that okay, so this zone has a potential buyers, right? So that means there is a huge buyer sitting up in this zone that can prop this up to the upside, right? And if you guys can see it, right? So again, we're basing it over here. So the reason that I took it over here was like this as well. If we do this, okay, right? So that was one of my theory about taking SNCI for the share side because it has been basing on the base, so it will take a while to play it out, right? So if you guys want to jump on the option side, just take like 6 months out or 7 months out contract. So I really like 2026 contracts on it, right? So beside that, I was just looking at the 11 wave counts and I could clearly see that has been like fourth move down base over here. So we will be ready to move to the upside if we get some momentum on it, right? And then so that was my preliminary analysis that I did on the monthly chart, right? And then I went on the weekly chart, right? And I could see the same thing, right? So it's been just basing around pop and chop for a while on these ranges. And then what I did was like I turned on my indicators, right? And I could clearly see on the weekly that okay, so right, so there is around like 816 million buyers sitting it up, right? So from the same zone, we got a bounce, huge bounce over here, right? And it's been flagging over here for quite a while. So one of the one of the clear change of hands would be like if we can close SMCI above around like $45 on it, right? So that would give us a clear hand on the change of structure on the higher time frame. And not only that, on the monthly, right? So I could see the buy signal. So these buy signals on the monthly are so rare that when it happens, it moves so fast. It moves in a parabolic way. So I have a few examples that I can show you to the guys, right? So that was my whole thesis on it. And so if I can show you guys an example, so one of the example that I was looking at and comparing the characteristics of NVIDIA with SMCI, right? So it's on the same format, and we've been getting the moves on it, right? So if I could just remove the indicator as of right now, so the last time it gave the buy signal was on October 2022, right? So on that signal, it almost ran around like how much? And like 1,000% from it, right? 11 or let's say 1,100% from it. So and also one more example, right? So my main intention of showing this monthly buy signal is like, so when the buy signal happens, right, it'll take a time to play it out, but when it played out, so we're gonna get a huge move on it. So for option side, right, so it's always hard to predict the time when it's gonna hit her, right? So obviously with the gamma, we can find out the smaller time frame structure and smaller time frame play, but I'm just targeting this on the CR side because we could clearly see, right? So we had a huge buy signal on the monthly. So one more example is on BTC, right? So the last time when we got the buy signal was around like $175, and it was around like no, not yeah. It was around like over here, see, around like 675 on 2016 and 7,000 on 2020. So that was the buy signal on the monthly, right? So these are the few examples that I was looking at it, showing so that you guys can also take a look at it. That shows the significance of the monthly buy signal, that how strong it is, right? So and also one more example, I think I was looking at the Tesla as well, right? If you guys could clearly see, right? So we were getting the buy signals on Tesla on monthly on every basis, right? Over here, over here, over here, right? And every time when you get the buy signals on the monthly, we got the huge prop to the upside. So so that was the whole thesis on behind why I am preaching about SMCI for the long shares, or if you guys want to do the options, right? Or you can go for 20, 26, $70 target on it. So it will take a while to play it out, and you guys need a patience on it. So it's not like, hey, I'm gonna buy it today and we're gonna get the huge move on it. It's not gonna be that. So just take a look on that one, SMCI. So and for the day trade or for the swing trade, I was looking at the Micron over here. Right, let me take a look. This one, it doesn't have, yeah. So Micron is almost at the zone where we get the huge prop up. Let me take a look at this. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think the Micron as a structure wise, right? So it is ready to pull back because we have never retested this base breakout or this flag breakout, right? So one of the things that I'm looking at on the Micron is just to like have a significant seller print that's coming on the daily and the weekly as well, so that we can get a clear confirmation on it, right? So if we get the clear rejection on it, so we might be able to see around like $82 or $85 retest on it. So that would be the significant play on it for the swing trading side. So I'm not saying that start it right now, but just look for the confirmation on it one, right? Over here, just look for the confirmation on this base breakout zone. So that will give us the retest of this breakout that has been where when the market was on sideways for like years on the Micron, right? So this is one of the play that I'm looking at it right now. So on the Micron side, that was the one, and another one that I was looking at is Tesla, right? So I was talking to someone on the chat a while back and shared the idea of how the Tesla can be a good shirt on it. So for me personally, I still have a fourth leg down around like 180, but I don't know if that's gonna play it out or not. So this might be so this drop over here from 523 to 223 can be confirmed as a wave flow, but still I am looking for this one, and I might not be so lucky to get this drop. But at the same time, what I'm expecting is in the coming days, right? So I'm expecting to Tesla to come and test around like 280, and on the smaller time frame structure, it will make around like W structure on it, right? And the potential breakout structure. So if we ever see around like 280, right? So that would be the potential buy zone for the long term, or not for the long term. I would say for the swing trading, right? So I really want where is it? This thing around like 160 or 180 to come and test it out, but right, it's a market, and I cannot always say that hey, it's gonna come and play it out on my side, right? And one more name that I was looking at was wait over here, Tim. Right. Okay. Is it? So I'm looking for a deep towards around like 57 or 58 bucks on it, right? I don't fully expect to come down 46 unless the market dies hardly. So that would be around like the spy going below 568 on it. But if we get a chance on the team, I think it would be the best idea to load around like 56 and 57 zone for $100 target on it. So it would be wise to buy a shares on it as well, so that we can hold it for the long time, right? So that is another name that I was looking at, right? And another name that I was looking was Itzy, right? If you guys remember, I told over here that hey, we're gonna go to the upside, but I think it is at the point where we're gonna get retest to the downside on this breakout because we never got the retest on it. So this will be the play for right now. Right. We're gonna test out the golden pocket zone for 0.786, and then we need to base it over here for a while like this, and people might assume that it's a bear flag, but then we're gonna get a huge prop and with a high buying volume to the offside around like 73 bucks on it. All right, and then another name that I was looking at is Chipotle. Yep. So the Chipotle has been basing around this zone, 44 and 51 for a while, right? So one of the things that I'm looking at over here right now is this, right? So if you guys can clearly see it, right? So there's like huge buyers that has been sitting around like 48 bucks on it, right? So if by any chance in this week or in coming week, if we tested these 48 zones, that is not only the huge buyer zone, but that is also the yearly PBF for that one, right? If we able to get a chance to test on that zone, so we're gonna come over here and then we're gonna go over here. So I'm expecting this kind of move, right? So if you guys can clearly see, right? So 108 million buyer gonna exceed the 74 million sellers on it. So this zone, right? This zone will be acting as a strong resistance zone for the time being, but it's only about the time when we flip the zone and move to the higher side, right? So uh, also one of the things that I am looking at on this one, right? So this thing has been talking for a while, right? And based on my understanding and based on my mathematical calculation that I was doing it a while back, right? So this need to come around like 37 bucks, and this is the zone where we will be getting the monthly buy signals if we get the chance, right? So not only that, if you guys can clearly see on the monthly, right? So there's a huge sales signal and it's still been working out, right? So we tag the TP2 and it's still working on it. So if we get a chance and if we bounce from here to around like 58 bucks, that would be the strongest third zone if we want to target around like 38 bucks, right? So since we're looking for the monthly time frame, it will take a time to play it out. So it will not be like, hey, so I'm gonna buy the $30 put expiring tomorrow and it's gonna pan it out. No, that's not the case. So take a look on that one as well. And bros, this is the name I've been tracking for a while, and I think the correction is almost starting. So this would be my name to watch if we just let me do this right. This is the zone that I'm looking at it that it need to lose. So if we get a if we get a 63 below close on the weekly, I'll be looking at I'll be looking at this name to start a soft position on it, targeting around like 36 bucks because I'm thinking this gonna move. This is gonna give us around like five move to the downside for the C wave. So it's gonna be one, two, three over here, right, and four bounce and five more over here around like 20 bucks. So I don't know how they're in the business, but it's a name that I've been tracking for a while for the soft side, right? And another name is PLTR. So this name has been broken out, right? And I still think we're gonna come to the 42 bucks, but I'm still looking for the possible reversal structure or the continuation structure on the smaller time frame. So and I don't know how the PLTR is so bullish, but people are saying it's so basically the Amit investing is saying it's bullish, so it might be bullish. So I don't know why. But I'm looking for this thing on where is it? Say that. Yep. I'm just looking for this thing. So I'm just waiting for this BX structure to turn red. I think the weekly is weekly is about to turn it down, so that will be the clear signal to for the start to the downside. right? And another Uber, we might get a bounce on this one, right? We're almost to the zone around like 50 million buy, and I think with the robo taxi thing, we might get a brief sell off on it, and I'll be targeting for this 50 EMA on the weekly around like 70 for 75 bucks on it, and you guys can clearly see over here that the smart money is getting it out, right? So that means so the money who were over here around over here, right, on this candle. So they are getting it out and they are bailing it out from this position over here. So we just need to see the complete collapse down. And I think on the 50 EMA, it's gonna be look like this. So this is gonna come down and get retested and go to the upside, right, on this thing as well. So I'll be targeting around like 70 bucks on it if we get a chance, and I'll be loading more shares over here that I've been holding since 60 bucks. So and another, I think this is the last name that I was looking at. No, not this one. Yep. So the AA, right? So just give me this one. Okay. So the AA, right? So the AA looks phenomenal, and we have played a mirror like 40 bucks, 40%, 40% is on a while back, but now I think it's ready to base it around, right? So as long as it's based around like 27 and we get a clear path there above 29, so I think that would be the good start for our play to take a look at it, right? So not only that, so the clearing above 29 will also show that, okay, so we're gonna have the proper structure change on it. So this can push if and if, right? So this if and if we get the proper move on it on this one, so it is highly, so we can target around like 40 bucks on it, right? So it is highly that we're gonna get this move because here's a few reasons why, right? So we get the 9p, that's a reversal signal on the nail indicator, and not only that, so that 9p is tied with this long signal on it, and also we have the Baba sniper long on it, right? So that's a clear indication that we're gonna get a continuation move to this upside. So we need to watch this name moving forward. So those are my names that I'm watching this week, and also the Thursday. I think it's June 10th, and we're gonna have the start date. So, anyone have any question on those things? It was quick, so does monthly signal happen after the candle close? No. So that's the thing, right? So let me take a look on this one on monthly. hmm So yep. So one of the thing on this one, on this signal is right. So these signals can be changed anytime until they are closed out, right? So one of the higher conviction for me on the SMCI is like, so we got the monthly buy signal on the May. So that means it's a confirmation, right? So if we right if we get the close above like 43 on it on the daily or on the weekly, so that represents the structure change as well. So then that means it's a good time, right? So it will take a while to play it out, but when you play it out, it's gonna be a nice play. So oil stocks, right? So let me take a look on the indexes. I was taking a look at on monthly. Right. So if you guys could clearly see on it, right, the XLE has been on the side ranges for how many months? For almost a year and something like that, right? So one, two, three, four, five. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Wait, Neil, are you talking? Because I can't hear you.
Oh
I don't
no,
know if it's just me.
I'm just starting as of right now. I'm just looking at the Excel.
Okay, okay.
So right, so the for the money rotation side, so I think the XLE has such a long way to go on this one. Even if you look at the monthly chart, right? So it is just been basing around this zone for a while, and it's been almost an year and a half, almost like, right. So one of the things that we need to be cautious about this thing is with the ongoing war news and everything, right. So let me do this. So with the ongoing war news and everything, so the oil can really go above hundreds easily on it, right? So at least to 97 and 98 bucks on XLE. So that would be the good play to watch as well. So one of the things that I was looking at is was like, so a few of the individual name on the oil side, right? So it's like Oxy. So if you guys can clearly see on the Oxy has been on these ranges for ages, and the Warren Buffett is loading, right? So I don't know why I don't have a count on it, but so one thing that I was looking at was this. Just give me a moment. Yeah. This one, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I do that, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. One.
Sorry, oh, that dude kidnapped like yesterday.
Okay. So if I do that, right? So I think on the oxy we're about to get the whip through to the offside. So if we get that right, so it's gonna be, where is it? Where is it? Okay. Mm-hmm. I would target around like, wait, no, not this one. Let me do it in this way. Yep, I would target around like 115 on it. So I don't know how feasible that gonna be, but so this one is due for the pop. So one of the things that we need to note is like how strong this consolidation has been on these ranges for ages, right? So it has not done anything for like a year and a half now. So if we get a complete breakout on this one, so this gonna run huge. So we need to keep a watch on this one. So I think, so just my speculation, right? So where is it? Yep, this is the bar pattern. Yep. So I think we're gonna get this move to the offside on this one if we just have to do it, right? If you guys can clearly see it. So this might be the move that we'll be getting on this one. So that's the one name, right? And CVX is same thing as well on this one. It's been on these ranges for ages now, right? And just making triangles on it. So for short on trading, right? We can just target on this one over here. Where is it? We can just target the midpoint of this one, and it's gonna be deciding at that point that how the market gonna react it, right? So that will be the thing on this one. Hmm. Okay. So we broke out the yearly pivots on the daily side and been holding it out, right? So if we retest that zone and if we hold it for a while, then it is due for the pop to around like that midpoint zone around like 153 bucks over here, right? So that also on the smaller time frame is the gap fill. So it's gonna be a nice play if we have to do it, but we need to be cautious on this one because it can move so wildly overnight with the war news and everything. So if it's just in the wrong side, it's gonna take our money all take our money. So that's the one thing. And one more question I have is as the what's that, as the sweet green? Oh wow. Okay. Damn. When did I chart it? When did I chart it? When did I chart it? Okay. Mm-hmm. So if I do that, right, so this is gonna be equal all the way to the down. Okay. Or if I'm gonna do this and this will be okay. So on this thing, right, SG. So I'll be taking a look at over around like $8 on it, or at least like $11 on it, because that's the previous demand zone, or that's the demand zone that has never been tested out before we get the impulse mob to the upside, right? So $11, and if not, I'll be taking a look at $8 for the optimal trade entry on it. So I think that would be the perfect play if you get a chance. And I never knew when I charted this one, but it rejected T to the dots, so I'll be targeting around like over here for the buy side. So okay, guys, do you guys have any more question on it? If not, I'll be giving it to the EXO, and I think at the end, so SPX Matt, I'll go want to present it today. So do you guys have any question on the ticker that I went through? Anything? This name is pain in the ass. Anything, guys? Okay, double breakout.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and also, so one of the thing my mentor, so if you guys know Avery from the Twitter, so he's the guy who from whom I have learned so much, right? So he taught me how to track this SFI, so that tracks the average 50-day average things, right? So that gives the clear indication whether the market gonna come back down or gonna go come back up. So you guys need to take a look on that on this thing as well, SF. So basically, you can just take a look on this name S5FI and NDFI, right? So NDFI represents the Nasdaq 100 stocks above 50-day average, and the SFI represents the S&P 500 stock above the 50-day average. So you guys need to take a look on that one as well, right? So you guys can clearly see there's a clear indication that the market is getting exhausted. So there might be a time when we get a nice pullback. So and also talking about the SPY side for the last time before I give my mic to EXO, right? So it's just been on this thing for a while. So I don't know for how long, but if we take a look on the close, right? So I also one of the reasons that I was saying that hey, we need a close below 595 because that could clearly show the change of hands on the market. So if right, so if and if tomorrow we close below 595, then that can give a clear representation of the market. And also I need to take a look on the gamma side how it looks like after the market open, because there are going to be so many new positions open tomorrow. So not it's not going to get updated to tonight, right? So if we get a close below 595 on it, right? So I'm expecting a drop to around like 572. And if we get lucky on that one, right? So we're gonna swipe this 567 like this, and then we're gonna crawl it back. So it's gonna be interesting time. So if we get a 567, right? So it's gonna be the time where we can see the V-shape rally, or on the contrary side, on the opposite side, right? And if we don't get beat up on 567, we will come back down around like 517 and retest this zone and complete the downside for 2 years. So we're gonna get move back to 700 if we get that chance around like 760. So I am looking at that zone for the long term buy, right? So this is the one of the scenario that, so it's not gonna be the V move always, right? So one of the scenario is like if we come back and retested the 568, that need to zone to hold off for triggering this move to the upside. If not, we're gonna get this. If not, we're gonna get this move, retest this one, kind of gonna come to 520, and then we're gonna make a move like this, making the inverse head and shoulder, and gonna get this move. So that's my whole path that I'm looking at it for right now. So okay, guys, I will hand over this thing to